Welcome back to Bioshock Infinite. At this point, we've stopped everyone. The population of Columbia at this point might just be, us. 2 people. That's it. You can get ammunition, you can get salts, but the irony is that it's not going to really matter. Because we need to figure out some things. Maybe a lot of things.
Booker, come here.
What? What is it?
Once you get near her and press a button,
Look, you can use the songbird to bring the whole damn thing down. Destroy the siphon.
And that's what you want?
It's the only way we'll find the truth. About my finger, Comstock, everything.
we have a lot of story, folks. We have a lot of story to get through yet. And we can't jump off to avoid it. There's nowhere to escape to. Here we go.
Tear it down. Tear it all down. The Whistler! Elizabeth! The bird, Elizabeth! I lost control! He's coming!
No, he isn't.
Where is he? Where is he?
It's okay. It's all right. I'm here. Just let go. There you go. There you go.
Elizabeth. I'm sorry. What is this place? Elizabeth?
It's a doorway. One of many. This way.
What do you mean it's a doorway? Where are you going?
Oh, come on. Yes, it's this way.
What Comstock said about your finger. Is there an answer here? Do you...
Down here.
So, we're back.
Over here, Booker. This is where we have to go.
Why? What is going on? Elizabeth, what do you mean this is a doorway?
I'll have to show you.
Yeah, doorway, whatever. We're back in Rapture, baby! This is the beginning of the game. This is the beginning of the original Bioshock. So, a few things. First of all, I don't know if this is like the exact same place. I mean, obviously it's been changed from the look it was when we played Bioshock, but I don't know if it's like the same environment or if they actually recreated it to some extent. Or to how much extent. I don't know. Plasmids, and go up here. This is where we got our first one, I believe. Even have the music. So this was like an amazing, awesome little twist. The first time I played it, obviously, because like in the marketing and the advertising, everything about it, it's like this is just a whole new world. Has little to nothing to do with the original game, but he ended up back here after all. Though we can't really explore too much. It is a really cool city. Also, by the way, little sister searching a dead Big Daddy. Hope she's doing okay. Hope Jack from the original game can help her. Honestly, that might have been the plane down there. See that? I think I saw that. But yeah, this was like a complete surprise. Because everything about this was supposed to be separate from the original game. It's in a different universe. God, the environments in these games are great. Okay, we can finally go.
Probably gonna regret this. City at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
That's great. And we're back at the lighthouse, too.
Look at that. Thousands of doors. Opening all at once. My God, they're beautiful.
What, the stars?
You doing okay, Elizabeth?
Come on. Come on, it's this way. Come on.
Are you going to open it?
It's no good. Damn it. I thought once we were here, I could fully control it. I thought...
What is that?
It's a key.
Where did it come from?
It's always been there. I just couldn't see it.
I mean, this just takes us to the entrance again. So let's just open the door, and it'll just be what we've seen before, and,
See? Not stars. They're doors.
Doors to...
To everywhere. All that's left is the choosing.
can't say I expected this to be the direction they were gonna go.
What are all these lighthouses? Why are we... Who are...
There are a million worlds. All different and all similar. Constants and variables.
What?
There's always a lighthouse. There's always a man. There's always a city.
How do you know this?
I can see them through the doors. You, me, Columbia, Songbird. But sometimes, something's different. Yet the same.
Constants and variables.
Yes.
And now you finally know why it's called Bioshock Infinite. Because the variables are infinite. See? It's clever.
Look.
It's us.
Not exactly. We swim in different oceans but land on the same shore. It always starts with a lighthouse.
I don't understand.
We don't need to. It'll happen all the same.
Why?
Because it does. Because it has. Because it will.
There's so many choices.
They all lead us to the same place. Where it started.
No one tells me where to go.
Booker. You've already been.
Booker's reactions to things, it's just the best. Nobody tells me where to go. And if I can steal directly from the Far From Subtle playthrough. This means we can go to every Bioshock that will ever exist! I want to go see the one with dinosaurs now. Let's go to Bioshock, but with dinosaurs. I want to see that game. Is it behind this one? Come on, dinosaurs! T-Rex, go! Oh.
Wait a minute. I know this place. I was here. Must have been 20 years ago, right after Wounded Knee. I was looking for...
Come on now, time's a-wasting.
Why were you here?
Are you ready to have your past erased? Are you ready to have your sins cleansed? Are you ready to be born again? Take my hand.
No. No, I don't want to.
You already did, didn't you?
Are you ready to be born again?
I am.
Do you hate your sins?
I do.
Do you hate your wickedness?
Yes.
Do you want to clean the slate, leave behind all you were before, and be born again in the blood of
Yes.
the Lamb? Jesus, wash this man clean. Father, make him
Stop
born
it.
again. Lord,
Stop it! No. Get off me! Get off!
Son.
You didn't go through with it.
Think a dunk in the river's gonna change the things I've done? Let's get out of here. Hey, these doors of yours, they're all tears, right? Well, open one up. Open one up to Paris. I want to be shut of all this.
Not until we find Comstock.
Comstock's dead!
No. He was here. This way.
I mean, it's a nice environment, at least. Wonder who lives there. Guess we'll never find out. Because we have no choice.
And what of my debts?
Bring us the girl, and wipe away the debt.
This is the man who hired me to find you.
Really?
Yes. The girl for the debt.
Who is, yeah, definitely the Lutece brother here. Hey, dude. I have to open this door because we have no choice.
Wait, no, this is wrong. What is this? It was no baby. I remember. No, there was no baby, and if there was, I sure as hell wouldn't give it over to this guy.
Booker, you don't leave this room until you do.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
Time for the exciting gameplay of picking up a baby.
Go ahead.
No.
You can wait as long as you want. Eventually, you'll give him what he wants.
How do you know all this?
I can see all the doors, and what's behind all the doors. And behind one of them, I see him.
Comstock. What choice do I have?
The debt's paid. Mr. Comstock washes you of all your sins.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
There was no baby. The deal was I go to Columbia to get you.
Booker, you're bleeding.
No. I remember what I remember.
Now we've upset him.
I don't expect this next bit will do much for his mood.
Come on.
What are we doing here? Comstock's dead. We can just go on with our lives. You don't need
Dead?
to...
You mean like Chen Lin? Like Lady Comstock? No. He is alive in a million worlds. It's not over because the Prophet is dead. It will only be over when he never even lived in the first place.
Is this like the baby Hitler scenario or something?
Hey. Hey, the deal's off, you hear me?
Unstable.
The deal is off! Give her back! Give her back!
Fine, are you mad?
No, you will not get caught in between. Come!
It is uncomfortable enough as it is!
It's going to be more uncomfortable if you don't come now!
If I get caught, it's going to be a very long time before we see each other.
You will not get caught, I promise!
You can't promise me that!
Give her back, you son of a bitch!
It's ready! Go!
No! No, no, no!
Shut down the machine!
No!
Shut it
Anna!
down! Shut down
Anna!
the machine! Now do it!
Give me back my daughter! No! Anna! No. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anna, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, that explains quite a bit.
She's gone, Booker. Anna's gone. You shared this room with your regret for almost 20 years. Until one day, a man came to you and offered you a chance at redemption. A chance for us to be together.
Anna. So sorry, Anna.
You suppose he branded
branded himself as some sort of penance.
Sure.
Don't see the point. What's done is done. What's done will be done. I suppose the brand is his hair shirt, as he is ours.
Wipe away the debt. Bring us the girl. Wipe away the debt.
See,
Bring us the
he's
girl.
starting to put his story together.
Wipe away
You're quite fond of this
the
theory
girl.
of yours.
He's manufacturing new memories from his old ones.
Well,
Wipe away.
the brain adapts.
I should know.
Bring us the
I
girl.
lived it.
Wipe.
Booker, wake up. Booker, wake up. This is where it started.
I sold you. I sold you.
To your credit, you did try to weasel out of the deal.
This is all Comstock's fault. What if I went back? Killed him before he did any of this?
Things get set in motion.
How would one know how far back to go?
That's the only way to do it. Go back to when he was born, and I'll smother this son of a bitch in his crib.
Goddamn, Booker. That's, jeez. Yeah, we've really answered a lot. I'm not sure that's necessarily a good thing, but we have started to. What answers are we looking for at this point, though? Or are we not looking for? Whatever it is, we don't have a choice.
Booker, are you sure this is what you want?
I have to. It's the only way to undo what I've done to you.
Booker DeWitt, are you ready to be born?
What is this?
again?
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember. Wait. You're not. You're not. Who are you?
You chose to walk away, but in other oceans, you didn't. You took the baptism, and you were born again as a different man.
Comstock.
It all has to end to have never started. Not just in this world, but in all of ours.
Smother him in the crib.
Smother, 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 smother. Before the choice is made, before you are reborn. He's Zachary Comstock. He's Booker DeWitt.
No. I'm both.
And that was Bioshock Infinite! Surprise! Somewhat of a crazy ending to end this game, to end this first-person shooter on. Yeah, it's definitely one of those crazy, convoluted stuff to avoid the big plot twist until the very end type of stories. It is kind of, I guess, convoluted. essentially what happened is, going to a different universe to save your daughter also messed with your memories. But that's not remotely it. But essentially, yeah. In different universes, Booker DeWitt became Zachary Comstock. It makes for a great final twist, certainly. Nothing more dramatic than you were both the villain and you die. You know? It does make sense in its own insane logic, I would say. Like, there were definitely hints, like, right before the end where, like, it aged. Using this technology, the way Comstock did, aged him so much. So that's why he's so much older. Figured out everything about the marker on your hand. And of course Comstock would know that. He would know all this. At least, I think. All of it, I don't know all of it myself. But yeah, it does explain a lot. It also explains stuff you might have forgotten about, because remember, Slate, Comstock supposedly lied about being on the battlefield. But no, that you were, so he was. That was always true. How about that? And there's a bunch of other just clever things that makes a second playthrough pretty interesting. But I'm used to that. I've played through this my third time playing through this game. Seen Let's Plays of it. So, like, the more interesting thing to me is that I got something different out of it from each time. And playing through it this time. So one of the complaints about Bioshock Infinite, I love the ending, because admittedly it's the type of ending I would love, but it's just like a powerful way to end a story in general. And it does, like, a lot of stuff makes sense now at the end. It did make sense. It did wrap it up. But one of the complaints I did agree with, that I heard from some people, is that, like, the whole game's set in Colombia, but this whole ending, you leave Colombia. So what does it have to do with the setting of the game? Which was a huge part of the story and what made the game interesting, what the game was about. Because, you know, it's a game with, like, a story and themes that they actually care about and are actually meaningful in some way. But I came to realize this time is that one of the main points of the game is that why this society was so awful. A lot of it has to do because it was Comstock's society. He was the ruler, he was the prophet, he was the person everyone looked up to. And so he brought along all his worst ideas. And in hindsight, this is the worst of what Booker DeWitt could become. So in a way, the entire time you were essentially fighting yourself, literally. Oh, and I love this. Look, everyone in the staff got to put a little message. There's like that's just cute. That's a nice thing to see in a game, especially a game that had like so many people involved. Big major release, you know. So that's just nice. Shame what happened to them later, but that's a story from another day. my shoes hurt. Look at that line. Would you kindly? No, seriously, would you? It's definitely, this is also one of those games. Thankfully, I played pretty early on, so I wasn't spoiled at all. I hope while watching this playthrough, you weren't spoiled somehow. Because I do think the story is genuinely great. Not as great as I remembered. Maybe that's just the flaw of going through a story multiple times. But in hindsight, there are definitely things that could be improved upon. In terms of the story, how it's structured, I guess, paced. But for like a genre like first-person shooter to put out a story this good is still like super impressive. Especially like compared to nowadays, where it feels like a lot of studios have just given up on making single-player games, especially ones with like a focus on a story that like is again about something. At least like a game of this size, you know. Like, I do really love the game. Even if I'm like, yeah, there are different things you can improve on. And it is still weird to, as like a first-person shooter, to make a game this story-heavy. Huh. Ubisoft Montreal somehow was involved in this game. I don't think I ever noticed that. And Valve! Well, oh, okay, Valve is probably just because it's on Steam. Probably the best part of the game is probably like a lot of the character interaction, especially between Booker and Elizabeth. That stuff was genuinely fantastic. From the performances to the direction, the dialogue, and even how they like.
This is fine. It's that one line I don't. Yeah. Well, he'll figure it out.
Speaking of which.
Went back home, Lord. My home was lonesome. Went back
home, Lord. My home was lonesome. All my brothers, sisters cried. What a home. See, but then now it's too short. Now it's one too short. Because then it goes, what a home. So here, we'll play it one more time. Went back home, Lord. My home was lonesome. All my brothers, sisters cried. What a home so sad and lonely. And then it's missing the next line. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the second, that's the third, that's the fourth, but then. And I don't think that's supposed to say lonely.
Probably lonely. We're supposed to line.
We'll get the actual.
Nothing else.
Can we run it through this lyrics? There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken? circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. You can picture happy gatherings around the fireside long ago, and you think of tearful partings when they left you here below. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. One by one, their seats were empty. One by one, they went away. Now the family is parted. Will it be complete one day? That's it. Do you think that this one should be like slowed down a little bit since it's the last verse?
You can do that.
Otherwise, there's like, well, otherwise there's just like an abrupt ending, right?
All right. Well, what I want to do. You guys are really, really, really good. What I want to do
Well,
is
Make it 8 worse.
I want to take the tempo down a little bit if we can, and sort of start by finding like Booker. If you could just be sort of like picking away at the beginning first, and then sort of start to play the song, and maybe then you guys kind of find the tempo together a little bit. I want it to feel you guys are so excellent and professional.
Yeah, no, it won't be like that.
I want to make it sound like it's not like
Sure.
Sheryl Crow and
Right.
Eric Clapton in a session. So
He gets Eric Clapton, I get Sheryl Crow.
John, who do you want, John?
Rip. Yeah. Joplin.
Ex-Tina?
Britney Spears and Seal.
Anna. We're back! We're back! Hooray! Why are we back?
Anna?
Is that you?
The world may never know. Good night, everybody. Yep. That's it. We're done. Kind of. So, first things first, there is a significant DLC that was created for this game. Like, a full new campaign. A 2-part campaign, to be exact. That they released a year later. And it's like, it's kind of an interesting direction they took it. I don't want to say what it is exactly. But it's something I'd like to do at some point. I've seen it. I've never actually played it, though. But, because... and I was planning to do it, like, right after, but... it's a stopping place. The story ended. The story's over. Bioshock Infinite is over, so... we can take our time to get to that. Hopefully I can get to that at some point, though. Meanwhile, I have a different game for the next Let's Play. That might not be out immediately, but we'll see. I mean, it won't be out immediately. Might not be out the next Monday or whatever these come out. But it will come out. It's gonna be a different type of game. I'll just say that much. I don't know, I do find the ending just... It's just my type of ending to a story, I guess. Taking just a convoluted story, just somehow putting all the pieces together. That's what I want to see. And again, like, right, that end, with, our two main leads, as it were, and the game director, I feel like that was weirdly, like, a perfect thing to have right at the end. Because those three really did make this game. Obviously, everyone involved, everyone in those credits deserves, you know, some credit, but I think those are the three that really made this game special. Without Ken Levine's unique direction, and especially without the two main leads and just how well they worked with each other. Like, apparently, unlike a lot of video game voice acting, they actually worked together in the studio at the same time, like, as you saw. Which is probably why all the interaction between them in particular was so good. But yeah, awesome game, but this is it for now. See you next time. Goodbye.